Hello, everyone. So this is my client Jonas, and let's dive straight into it, man. So if you don't mind, man, why don't you do a quick introduction about yourself? Tell us who you are, what you do, and yeah, for starters.
Of course. My name is Jonas, 24 from Denmark. I run an affiliate marketing business. So we basically run a portfolio of websites where we drive traffic mainly from Google, and then, promote other people's products and get a commission from that.
Awesome. So after the brief introduction, obviously we have been working for a bit over 2 months now. And again, the question here is, what I wanna hear about what were your main issues or struggles when we first met in the beginning. If you don't mind sharing that.
Yeah. In the beginning, and which is also why, I joined the program in the, 2 months ago. It was mainly sleep because I always struggled to sleep and I wanted to fix that. And then energy because I work out a lot. And as you know, in the beginning, I didn't eat enough to really recover. So I was always tired physically and mentally because of the sleep as well. So that's really the main struggles that I had. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And what would you say, like, how do you feel today after like just over 2 months versus back then when we first met?
I'm definitely more energetic, like from the start of the day till, when I'm going to bed, basically. I used to have, those afternoon crashes that were, really quite intense. So after a second workout or in the middle of the day, I would just get really sleepy or get brain fog or, not really be able to concentrate. That's definitely an area I feel a lot of improvement. It's a lot more, it's a lot easier to focus in the beginning and as well at the end of the day, which, of course, makes a big difference when you're trying to make decisions all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. And since you mentioned that, like, how did you feel that today, like the way you were feeling right now today, after those couple of months, had like what kind of an impact it had in your business?
I feel like I get more work done, especially in the beginning of the day because we, implemented some actual deep work sessions and we split up the day in kind of blocks. It makes it easier, at least for me, in the way that my, whole brain works. I like when things are structured. So having those like deep work focused sessions and just enables me to get a lot more done, which obviously translates into better output for the business. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And like, Jonas, what are some of the things that you would have never expected to be able, like, to help you with like the brain fog, with like poor sleep, feeling tired? What are some crazy things that we did that you would never have expected them to be like actual things that would help you?
I think one of the things that I've been most surprised about is how much I've had to eat compared to what I used to. I think I eat 50% more calories.
Yeah.
I have gone up a bit in weight, but uh, that's to be expected. But yeah, like the level of sleep needed to actually recover fully. I don't think I would have figured that out myself, with my intense workout schedule. So yeah, and then I mean all the supplements I wouldn't have figured out. I don't know what's up and down in that department. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know we worked on like the testing and everything, like we did your hormones, we analyzed your sleep and everything. And I know you mentioned also how the main like points for you were you had like you faced brain fog, your sleep wasn't probably like you wasn't that recovered. So it was mainly in the like I guess you were physically feeling not recovered, tired, and like the mental aspect of things as well, your ability to conduct like your business essentially. Now, you also mentioned physique, and that's something that I would like to hear. Like, how did you see your physique trans? Because you're a pretty athletic guy, right? You train a lot. That's one of your main goals as well. So, like, what difference did you see in your physique with like the things that we implemented?
Yeah. I mean, because I both run and do calisthenics, it's important to me to stay lean, which is something we also talked about. So in terms of my physique, really, I mean, we've able to, keep, I'm still pretty lean, but I've put on some muscle. And I mean, still just looking, feeling great. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting stuff. And I'm really curious to know, like, what are some things or something specifically that made you almost not want to start working with me?
I don't know. I think for me, I'm pretty interested in how like the body works, but I don't have, the time, or really, I wouldn't know where to start with all of this. So I think for me, it was just a question of, will this actually work? Like, is this just some, nonsense he's come up with, or does it actually make sense? So like one of the things that I got excited about was when you mentioned that we were going to do tests, and we were going to, base it all, or base at least the majority of it on data, so that, I knew that there was an actual basis to the decisions we were going to make. Yeah, so that was really important to me going into this.
Awesome. And what were your like some key insights, or I guess if you would, the main things you've learned, gained, or like any type of insight you've gained out of this doing this for the past 2 months?
Yeah. One is I've definitely undervalued sleep. I think that's one of the top learnings, I've taken out of this. I've always had like that mentality of, I don't really want to sleep because I feel like it's a waste of time. But turns out it's not really a waste of time, because when you're feeling a lot better throughout the day, then things just go a lot more smoothly. And I think two is all of the different foods. We did the gut test, all of the different foods and that might not be compatible with me. I would have never known that had we not done the tests. For example, the watermelon. I love eating watermelon, but apparently it's not that good for my system, so had to cut that out. And I think all of the getting to know the basics better. You talked a lot about like the basics. We can do all of this nitty-gritty stuff, but if we don't nail the basics, then I mean, what's the point really? So that's been really good as well. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You see a lot of people like telling you to do this, like this system, that system, adding a bunch of stuff, but like like as a busy individual, so I'm all about doing the things you already do, which is sleeping, eating, working, like moving, like training. Everybody's doing some form of exercise, but doing them actually in a way that they're right for your body. And usually what we do to make sure of it is data, right? And some of the things we found out, we wouldn't really be able to find out without data. Like, for example, the watermelon thing. You love to eat watermelon, but like, unfortunately or fortunately, we found out it was causing digestive issues, brain fog, etc., with some chemical byproducts that your brain didn't really like, etc. Okay, and yeah, that's really important. What would you say? What would you tell to someone, Jonas, that is on the fence of starting? Like, is like going back and forth. Should I do this? Should I not do this? Not really sure. what would you tell him?
Yeah. My thought process was, if I can just improve my life or my sleep or my training or whatever it is, like 5%, 10% coming out of this, then that will be 5 or 10% for the rest of my life, which, I mean, is worth a lot more money than what the program essentially cost. So for me, that was like my way of thinking. Instead of thinking like, oh, this is going to be a 3 months or 6 months or whatever, collaboration, it's actually something that I'll take with me for the next many, many years. So if I can have more energy, if I can be more productive, if I can train better, if I can eat better for the next 30 years because of these 3 months, then there's no doubt that I'm going to be happy that I did it. So that was like kind of made it a no-brainer for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome to hear.